Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel, ladies and gentlemen, once again. And today it is a very interesting video about the Ram Mandir that is being inaugurated on the Monday, 22nd of January 2024 by Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. So this video is actually focusing on the position of outer planets and also this auspicious Mahurtham that is given by Ganesh Shastriji, and why this particular Mahurtham was given and what is the significance. Astrological chart will be put up for you, and we are going to understand what happens on this particular Mahurtham, because the priest has given a very precise timing on the 22nd of January. It is just given 84 seconds for this commensurate to function to exactly happen. We call it as PRANAPATHISTAPANA. What is PRANAPATHISTAPANA? We have a beautiful murti, the artifact made by the Karnataka Shilpi, or the architect, and that particular murti will be given the PRANAPATHISTAPANA. Prana means it is the life. So until that particular ceremony, commensurate ceremony is done, the life will be will be given to that particular piece of stone or an artifact, and everybody will start seeing Lord Rama in that stone. So that means that particular timing is very important, and I will explain astrologically what time was given and how this is going to be significant. All right, please stick on to this video. It's a very interesting phenomenon that is going to happen tomorrow, and I'm very glad to share my views on the particular ceremony. All right, so let's go to the actual video. So we are going to talk about the AYODHYA Rama Mandir and its inauguration, which is going to be happening tomorrow, 22nd January. I'm just making this video on the 21st of January. All right, so now what exactly is happening there? The AYODHYA Rama Mandir has more than 500 years of history. I'm not going to the details of the history. I'm just going to say that the court decision was done, and the actual the Shilanyas is something like the starting puja that was done in the year 2019, and then this is estimated to have about $2.16 billion, about 18,000 crores. It is much more. This is just the data. I just collected it from the internet. All right, so this is a huge temple, and it is spread across 70 acres of land and things like that. There is a beautiful video. You can go back and see how this construction was done. There is no usage of metals. They have fully used the stones, and then it is designed for survival of next 1,000 years and so on and so forth. So it's a fantastic artifact, and this is the location of Ayodhya. It is in the northeast state of Uttar Pradesh. All right, so now let's not go into these details, but what I'm more interested is the Prana-Pratisthapana or consecration of Ram Lalla. Lalla is the younger form of Lord Rama, and it is being given the time as 84 seconds only. That particular mantram has to be told for the Prana Pratisthapana in that 84 seconds. I'm just going to focus on this and why it is so critical. Right, between 12:29 12:29 minutes and 8 seconds to the 12:30 32 seconds. So the tithi that is going on will be Dwadashi tithi, and it's a Shukla Paksha. If you just zoom into the actual details of that day, so it is going to be the Dwadashi tithi, that means the 12th lunar day, and it is going to be Abhijit Mahurtham. So what is this Abhijit Mahurtham? Abhijit Mahurtham will last for about 48 minutes, especially. This is a very auspicious timing to start anything new and anything auspicious. In fact, the history says, the Indian mythological text says that the Lord Krishna himself is Abhijit. Jit is victory, and Abhijit is the Lord Krishna's victory over the evil, right? So it's the Mahurtham, but most of the auspicious functions are done in this particular period of time, and it's about 48 minutes that will be there. It is centered with the solar noon. We call it as there is a what is that? There is a star
the constellation of Lyra, which will be exposed to Earth at that point of time. And then this Mahurtham is chosen for most of the auspicious functions that the Hindu ceremonies are done. Now, that's all fine. And of course, this is being given by one of the best acharyas, Ganeshwar Shastri, and he is originally from Karnataka state in southern India, and he is the one who even did the Kashi Vishwanath Dham inauguration timings as well. So he is known as one of the reputed astrologers of India, and he's been advising the current Prime Minister Modi and also the previous Prime Ministers as well. There's a big history, and we all respect his timings, okay? So that is what is being done tomorrow. And now I'm not really going to the details of what he has given, but why he has given astrologically, from my point of view, I'm going to discuss. All right. So at this point of time, I have just made a plot of simple Indian classical astrological chart, sidereal chart. Here, the 12:29:08 p.m. in the afternoon, right? So the ascendant Lagna will be Aries ascendant at 39 degrees, and it will be at Bharani Nakshatra in the 4th Padam. All right, and then moon will be in a very auspicious Mrigashirsha Nakshatram as well. And if you see the position of Jupiter, so most of the astrologers gives the auspicious timings whenever the ascendant and Jupiter are in sync with each other, synchronization with each other. Because once we say the Jupiter is in ascendant, even though there are thousands of doshas in the horoscope, it will be nullified by the Lord Jupiter, right? So that is the Guru's position in Mesha Rashi becomes a very critical point for this Mahurtham that Ganeshwar Shastriji has given. And look at the position of Saturn. It is there in the 11th house, okay? And the Lagnadipati, the ascendant Lord, Mars, is right there in the Bhagyasthanam with its best friend Venus as well. And look at the position of Surya. Surya is very important. It represents the controller of the entire country, right? The government. So it is there at the 10th house in Makara Rashi. It just entered after the Makara Sankranti. It is there at 7 degrees of Capricorn in Uttarashada Nakshatra. So it's a very powerful position for Surya, very powerful position of Saturn, and very, very powerful position of Jupiter. And even look at the position of Ketu. 6th house represents enemies and short-term, quarrels and all those things. And we have Ketu there to protect us from any of the evils that can be looking at the Ayodhya. So this chart is done with respect to Ayodhya. All right. So I see, and then a beautiful moon, which is exalted in the 2nd house, right? So that is extremely important. The 4th lord in the 2nd house, and this is one of the auspicious. And of course, Rahu is there, which influences the foreigners to look into what is happening in India. Right, so there is a lot of things that is happening, and we see a very, very auspicious Lagna is given by the Shastriji. Now, I will go to the actual modern astrology, which I personally believe, and I give maximum importance to Pluto in sidereal form, of course. All right, so look at the chart given by the Ganesh Shastriji, for Ganeshwar Shastriji for modern astrological chart. I have put exactly the same thing, PRANAPATHISTAPANA day 1229, and I have put the greenstone logos chart here, and look what happens. Jupiter is very positive. Uranus, the 11th lord, comes to the ascendant. That is a very important Labadipati in the Lagnam. And you can see the Kubera in the 3rd house in deep exaltation as well. And also Neptune, which is a very, very auspicious planet for spirituality, is there in the 12th house of spirituality, right? And then look at out of all the planets, I want you guys to focus mainly on Pluto. Pluto, the moment it reached in 2019, right, it entered Capricorn, it completed 500 years. We say that Ram Mandir history is for 500 years. So in our modern astrology, I just say it was just 2 Plutonian years. 2 years in Pluto, the entire history of Ram Mandir has happened. And that is what is the significance of the next 2 slides I'm going to show you guys, okay? It's very interesting to understand. Pluto takes about 90,553 Earth days. That means roughly about 248 Earth years. I will just round it off to 250. So Pluto is considered as Lord Shiva himself, who is known for constructive destruction. Some people call him as Yaman, the god of death, or whatever it is. I believe that this is the Lord Shiva in the constructive destruction form. Certain destructions are done for constructive purposes on this planet. All right. So let's try to understand what happened on the 6th of December and put the modern astrological chart on 10:30 Ayodhya time. Right. So there was a destruction of the previous structure, which was under some controversy. Some call it as masjid. I'm not going to go into any other details, but there was a destruction that happened at that particular point of time. And you can see that it was Capricorn ascendant. Lagnadipati was Saturn, was right there in the Lagnam. And look at the 7th house. 7th house was Mars. Mars represents fighting spirit, right? So Saturn is oil, Mars is fire, and then it lit up, and it was a group of mob of people who just went on and did that Karaseva and the destruction, whatever. Let's not go into the actual details of it, but we should understand that there was something which was getting triggered there. Pluto just entered its own sign at this point of time, and it was at the 11th house. All right. So Pluto entered its own house, and this particular instance happened. And then let's see the position of Pluto way back. During the time, the Babur was known to have given command to remove the previous Ram Mandir temple. This is not speculation that I'm doing. I've just got the details here. I will also put the links of this historical event in my comment section. If anybody is interested, they can always go and look into this. This is the source that I've got it, that it happened somewhere in the year 1528. So I've just taken the month of June as a speculation, as the middle of the year, as we do not know the exact date when it was removed. So let us assume that it was done in the month of June, okay, and then just see the position of Pluto there. And Pluto was exactly in the same position in Capricorn, and now exactly after 2 particular rounds of Pluto around the sun, we are getting this Ram Mandir reconstructed. So there was a destruction and there is a construction back. So this is the significance of Pluto, my friends. So Pluto can never be ignored, and that is what is the message of this video. So look into your own chart, wherever Pluto is sitting in your chart, according to sidereal system, okay? It's not the Western system anymore. Please get into the Greenstone Logos website and put in your date of birth details and look where is Pluto. Out of the 12 houses, certainly Pluto will be in one of the Rashis or the zodiac signs, and that particular zodiac sign or the Rashi will be the one in your life that will go for constructive destruction every now and then, and you have to work on it. So maximum backlog of karmas will be there where Pluto is placed in your chart. All right, so this is what is the history. And then 2 Plutonian years, 250 plus 250, 500 years of history this Ram Mandir has got. And this is a very classical example for us to understand how the destruction took place and how constructive destruction is happening. All right, so that's all. I want to just show you one particular instance here. Before we close this video, please understand the PRANAPATHISTAPANA is happening in Mahesh Lagnam, the 8th Lord Pluto, which represents that something which was hidden below the ground has been brought into the limelight. 10th house is the limelight, right? It is the 12 o'clock sun position, Ilankoli position of Surya. That is where the Pluto is there now. So 8th Lord is placed in the brightest spot. So that means which was hiding something in the ground has been brought to the limelight to the whole world, and that is what is going to happen tomorrow. All right, so let's all enjoy the presentation ceremonies tomorrow there in the Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you for watching this video, my friends.